All right, the next one for our discerning collector. This is possibly the most high-end ball python I have at our store right now. This, of course, is the What's up, everybody? It's Collin at your favorite reptile and exotic shop, Tye-Dyed Iguana. I wanted to take a little time today to show you guys some of our awesome designer ball python morphs. So we have some nice adults here. So our first is the bongo pinstripe. So the bongo gene, it's an incomplete dominant. And then the pinstripe, of course, is a dominant trait. You can really see how these two genes react to each other and get a really awesome caramel coloration. Sounds like we're talking about baked goods, doesn't it? This guy is super chill, super friendly, and personally, I like the looks of a more unique looking ball python that's not like an albino or a leucistic, just more of the earth tones. These are really awesome looking. You can even see some pattern separation in the scales there. This guy is super awesome, feeding very well on rats, and it would make an excellent pet or addition to your breeding project. Our next lovely contender out of our selection, when I started out with reptiles like many years ago, and I don't know if you guys have similar experiences, but like Tye-Dyed was like the craziest gene that had ever come out. And back in the day, it was bumblebees and things like that. But we have an awesome two gene combo here, very high white pied banana. So two genes, you can see where they get that banana name. Looks like a week-old banana with some spots on him there. And of course, we have a really clean overall pied look. This is pretty high white, probably over 70% white. And awesome thing, retain the head color. So sometimes you'll have them where they'll have some white on the head, but this guy's got a solid head and this beautiful white coloration. Another awesome, very well started young adult ball python. It'd be an excellent addition as a pet or to your collection. All right, moving into the single genes, we do have some very nice, I have two Mojaves here. I have, of course, this very darker expression one, and then we have the lighter expression of the gene. The Mojave is very famous for being one of the genes that can be combined to create the blue-eyed leucistic. So people will very commonly do a Mojave lesser pairing that will result in blue-eyed leucistics. These guys are super cool, and also just as a great pet, they'd be excellent as well, even if you don't breed them. These guys eat a very consistent diet of rats. As you can see, they're super chill. Would be an excellent first reptile as well. Or if you want to just have one of the classics in your collection, these guys would be an excellent option as well, but we kind of have a really big, kind of a big contrast here. So the Mojave ball python. All right, the next one for our discerning collector. This is possibly the most high-end ball python I have at our store right now. This, of course, is the pastel soul sucker clown. Look at this snake, guys. Look at the head scalation and the coloration. Number one, we have these awesome creamy yellows coming through, but then almost like that granite pattern coming through too. Although it's mostly really like a patternless snake. You do see we kind of have some decent separation here, but the head is so awesome. It almost reminds me of like, sorry, you're being shy. Almost reminds me if you've seen like a cow retic. It kind of reminds me of what their head looks like. Almost doesn't even look like a ball python. Almost reminds me of like an Australian, like an olive python or something with this coloration here. And it has blue eyes, or they're gray blue eyes. Super cool. So this is the pastel soul sucker clown for the discerning collector. Somebody should take him home because this one came from Stephanie's personal collection and he's needing a new residency. So come get him. Next contestant here, probably my favorite ball python morph, although the online community may disagree with me. This, of course, is the bumblebee ball python. So the bumblebee is a combo. So the bumblebee does have the spider gene in it, but as you can see in the majority of snakes, that gene doesn't tend to express very much in terms of a wobble or anything like that. We don't sell anything here that has a wobble or anything like that. This guy, super chill, obviously nice and well started. This is not a super high yellow bumblebee, but definitely you can see the difference in the coloration on the patterning, and this one actually has a really light head. So sometimes you'll have a really black and yellow contrast, but this bumblebee is kind of more of like a lemon cream, but super awesome snake. I remember back in the day, like watching, Brian Barczyk and stuff, this was like the hot animal, the bumblebee ball python. Remember when these were first produced? They were just, you couldn't, like they were such a premium. Now really available for the average hobbyist, and this one, like I said, this does have a spider gene in it, but it doesn't have any wobble or any issues eating or anything like that. So he is the perfect example of a bumblebee ball python. Another one for our ball python lovers, this is the OD butter pinstripe clown. So the orange dream butter pinstripe clown, 4-gene animal. Awesome coloration. Again, look at the cute face on this guy. Just another amazing looking ball python to add to your collection. I mean, definitely something you don't see every day. So not a lot of 4-gene animals out there, especially with this visual characteristic, Super awesome. well started. This one's about a year old. We've had it. Super cool. But look at that face, man. Such a crazy, and you see some patterning on the neck here too. Yeah. All right, the next one, another hot contender. This is the pastel yellow-bellied lavender albino. This is another 3-gene animal. Of course, lavender albino, you can see the beautiful red eyes. On lavender albinos too, you can see it's almost got like a purplish gray hue to the patterning here. And then the yellow belly does affect some of the pattern and coloration as well. But this one's, it looks like he has Cheeto dust on his nose, he's so yellow. These guys are super cool, especially for somebody who wants a little bit of a collector's item. This one's super cool. Lavender albino on its own is amazing, but this combo is even better. Be sure to check this one out too. All right, our next ball python is the Tofino Black Pastel Enchi. So this one's super awesome. And another albino combo here as red eyes. Super cool pattern, but the pattern in contrast is a little darker, so we don't have some of those purple lavender elements. Look at the belly here on this guy. Almost looks like starbursts here, like sun coronas coming off the ventral scales here. Super awesome. Look at that coloration. If you guys want to check out any of our awesome ball python selection, be sure to drop in store and take a look. Thanks guys, and have a great week.